Mind you, those who are sponsoring them, eh, their intention was actually to go after the same Igbos they considered as a political rivals. But their clowns, their sewage dwellers, they were spreading these hatred rhetorics all over the place. And before you know it, right, the government started demolition of people's properties, people's businesses. We saw all of that. We saw the entire campaign that followed that, where people were actually encouraged that it is not ideal for you to go and put your money in Lagos. Not now that it is more politically charged. And these guys will destroy anything and everything because they have the power to. So if you are wise enough at that point, you won't get yourselves involved in anything that will kind of like set you up for what these guys have always wanted to do. I know eventually it will lead to something else, but you can't pretend the tension that this Tinubu's presidency has generated in the last 2.5 years. So if somebody is now looking for an excuse to justify the idea that continues to play into the plot or script of the Ronukus, and people are paying the prices, people have lost their properties, they have their document and everything, but they were told to F off. They couldn't go anywhere to go and fight it. So that's the point. Now, the Ronukus themselves, right? They strongly believe that the only way to keep power, the only way, right, to possibly maintain their grip, that power, would be to intensify this tribal that. So only foolish people will continue to play into their hand. There are people there are Igbos all over Yoruba land doing their legitimate businesses, right? They are, you know, doing everything within the space to survive. Now, those people will become the target with the examples like this. They will become the target of these Ronukus who are pretty much good in destroying and building. Then they will blame you for it. Say, well, you caused it. You saw it coming. And all of, though I know this is not going to end well at the end of the day, I am more concerned about the actions, right, that fuels it, that makes them justify their ruinous, violent approaches, right? So yeah, their police said they went to go and tame the, to prevent the breakdown of law and order. So said suspects are currently in detention and the investigation is progressing, blah, 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 blah. There's no investigation, no how, right? So there are others who believes that, they still strongly believes that these guys are, they are being sponsored to keep acting this way. I'm a ward of me in Lagos as a very sizable population of the Easterners. And these ones, right, possibly are less self-aware of their environment enough that they just didn't care, right? So the Igbos in other areas who possibly have to kind of like face this spreading hatred, right, are the ones who are saying that nobody sent them, like Obi of where, Onitsha, or Obi of Lagos, provocation, it is called. They already have the Eze Ndigbo of Lagos, just like they have the Seriki Fulani of Lagos. They also have the Kabiesi, which is Oba of Yoruba community in Enugu. This one, they said, his name is Aziz Adebayo Olateju, right? And he's called Olorun Moba 1, but it's a Chukwumereze 1 of Edem land in Ibagwa, Nike, Enugu State, right? It's been there. The Ronukus will tell you that, but they are not insulting their host. There's nobody insulting any host because you are politically kind of like a weaponized to consider anybody that is opposed to Tinubu as against Yoruba, while you guys are the the real culprits of those who are really against Yoruba land. But time will tell. You get what I mean? So they are also so worried. The Ronukus as well. You know what is going on in Nepal? Hmm? Everybody is watching, everybody is seeing, and people are reacting. That what led to the protests in Nepal. I mean Nepal, right? They said that it's not up to 10% of the looting going on in Nigeria, right? And yet they have succeeded in chasing you know, the criminal regime away. No, the Ronukus are not seeing it like that. You remember when they had the Kenya revolution too, the Kenya protests, right? The Ronukus were in panic mode because according to them, they strongly fear that if that should happen in Nigeria, it is going to be so bloody. If what we have seen elsewhere, and anybody who is wishing that to happen in Nigeria is an enemy of Nigeria, enemy of the country. Do you know what it takes to rebuild the country? All these people that are burning their country, do you want to burn your country? Blah, 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 like that. So in panic mode. So the Babasue that stopped downloading, they said they call him Temu Babasue, like the Babasue that you ordered from Temu. Then he stopped downloading at 23%. It's Sheyilo. Okay. So it was on Twitter where he kind of was, you know, expressing his own fear. Said they're happy about Nepal until rebuilding becomes a problem. They will never learn from Libya. They think revolution won't affect the politicians they love. Keep finding what you can't sustain and remember to start in your region. You get that now? It's referring to the Igbos, making it look like the Igbos are the ones who are asking for revolution. It is called dog whistle. They do it all the time. And just like that, everybody started lashing on that. Go back to your region and do your protest. You need to go to your bread, blah, 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 blah. So, like that, just like it was in Kenya and few other places just before this Nepal. So the Ronukus have always been accusing the opposition, or especially the obedience, as those who wanted revolution in Nigeria because Peter Obi did not become your president. And just like that, it is like a WhatsApp message. Everybody begin to drop their think pieces about that. And it's just going to make it look like, they are the ones who, instead of for Peter Obi to call his supporters now, when that doesn't really work. For example, if that doesn't move, then they will change it to, we don't even know why. We don't know why they want to burn Nigeria down. If they want their Biafra, they should go for their Biafra. I say, we think concern the Biafra people with whether you want to do revolution or not. It is always like that. It's called dog whistle. They push it, push it, push it until it becomes like, oh, do you know that the people that want to burn Nigeria are? It's always like that. So they are in panic mode right now as well, because people are saying, or more, when Nigeria when. And they are the ones in power. They are the ones who probably love Nigeria now. You don't. So they are kind of like making it more like, oh, you want to burn down Nigeria the way they are burning down Nepal. While others are saying, wait, what is happening in Nepal didn't start just yesterday. It didn't start the moment they banned the social media. It's been decades of oppression, suppression, corruption, and all these shons you can get. Like, what are you talking about? People have had enough, of course, yeah. The anarchists and others who have joined the protest, right? They won't invalidate the reasons behind it. If the politicians have done what is right, when it is right? There won't be any time that people would like, oh yeah, we need to chase them, we need to, you get? So the Ronukus are warning Nigerians that don't let them deceive you. Don't let them, we don't need revolution. They should go and contest the election. You can't contest an election with criminals who have rigged the system. You can't win. And that is even like it's like the bedrock for every other problems that's going to happen. It's going to be the bedrock for every other problem that will happen. when people can't choose their own leaders, when they can't choose their own representatives in a free and fair election, right? So you can't tell people that if they can't, I mean, if they get rigged out, they should wait for another time. And if they disagree that no, that's not going to work, then you're like, what? Roll out the tanks. They did also in Nepal. Today is a different story. If you want me to give you a bit of a flash on that, okay? So that if you are a Ronuku watching me right now, yeah, we want this to happen to the criminals in that contraption. And none of them should be spared. Worry less about that. Maybe you should worry more about some of you that they will use as cannon folders, like sending to the meat grinder to go and probably stop the angry people from coming to them. Hope you won't be there to do that. If they continue to push the people the way they are, and you continue to excuse them by saying, yeah, it didn't start today, it's because they lost the election, it's because the blah, blah, all those excuses, right? When the alarm go blow, right? Lie, you go hold your phone to type, you won't be able to type anything. It will get too heavy. Because you see those ones you are defending on the run, either jumping shopper like they did in Nepal 2 days ago.
मेरो देशको इज्जत सम्पत्ति भनेकै अहिले तपाईहरु मेरो भाइ बहिनीहरु हो हामीले जोगाउनुपर्छ। मेरो अहिले एकजना साथीहरु नेपालमा छैन, सबै अमेरिका र युरोपमा हो। म मात्र यहाँ हो, हामी बाहिर हो।
पार्टी मन्त्री कदरको अगाडिपट्टिको अवस्था सबै आर्मीहरूको पोजिसन ल यो यो
That was when they were all jumping into shoppers to escape their own citizens. But if you go on TikTok and just search for the Nepalese or Nepal politicians, Nepal luxury and all that, you will see the life that their politicians and their families, their children, they are enjoying, right? To enrich everyone while their citizens, most of them live there in squalor. So built up anger, rage, and all that. And they have been so divided too, like Nigeria. Yeah, they were divided along religious and tribal lines too. You know, they have many languages like you, by the way. But however, that religion plays a very huge factor in their country, the Hindus and all that. You get? So they are like, because of this religious thing, it allowed the politicians there, right, to have the longevity of misrule, bad leadership. Because any moment that, even when people wanted to get angry with the religious leaders, religious preaching and the rest, they will be calmer. They will be given like, this false hope. So people were so divided until they were not. And that is the shocker for the ruling class. It shocked them. Like, what? A day before everything scattered, right? They sent their military on the streets to do like they normally do in Nigeria, right? They sent their military to the streets with their trucks, like they are going to war, to parade the street to warn everybody that you better don't try nonsense. You try nonsense, will kill everybody. So they killed 23 people. That was when the arsonists took over. The arsonists are those who are willing to burn anything down. All they needed was just an excuse to do that. But if the military or the police didn't kill anyone, there's a chance that there will be no need for burning or any other thing that followed, right? Of course, in a dictatorship, in a tyrannical system, right, it is normal, to brutalize them, oppress them, and do all of that. See, a journalist saw a terrible state of an hospital in Kirby, and he made a video of it to call the attention of the government. As you are watching this video, the guy has been arrested. He has been locked up. For what? For inciting the public. Incitement. Cyberbullying the government of Kirby State. Those are the charges. That's the society you have. And there are thousands like that who are going through that same treatment with no justice, and they have been told to keep quiet. Like this guy.
Yo, what's up, Watawa? Ku kalli wannan bidiyon da kyau. Wannan asibitin Sayahaya Memorial Hospital kenan da ke jihar Kebbi. Now, I'm not going to blame the governor, saboda probably ba za su taɓa bari bidiyon nan ya tafi wurin gwamna ba. Ba za ma su bari gwamnati ma ta gani ba, balle ma har ta ce wani abu akai. You understand? So I'm not going to blame the governor, amma gwamnan ma za mu dawo kan shi. Now, let's talk about su management din wannan asibitin. Dan Allah ku duba mutane fa. Ku duba yadda mutane suke, patients suke zaune a cikin ruwa. Akwai soak away. Ku duba suna cikin datti da cuta. You cannot evacuate them. Idan ma an ce okay, you cannot evacuate them, ba ku da wurin da za ku kai su. Ba za ku iya ce masu su koma gida ba, su je ko su koma wani asibitin. You allow them to just be like that. Wai likitocin masu ce su ba su iya shiga cikin ruwan ba. Haka aka bar da wanda ake treatment, da waɗanda ake treating, da waɗanda suke kula da su, dukka ga suna zaune jibge a cikin datti. Dan Allah dan Annabi, wannan wani irin rayuwa ne. Ya kamata gwamnatin Kebbi ta ɗauki mataki akan waɗannan shugabannin asibitin nan. Da suka saka wa'annan mutanen life su in danger with all the soak away da ruwan datti da komai kun bar su a ciki suna zaune hankalin ku kwanci. Now let's go back to the government. Wannan abin da ku gani ruwa yana shiga drainage ne, ba wai fa an yi ambaliyar ruwa bane a gaba ɗaya irin a'a, drainage system ne mai kyau babu a wurin, shi da yake janyowa ruwa yake shiga cikin asibitin ya je ya kwanta duk sanda aka yi ruwa. Now for more than 3 years wannan abin ya sha faruwa. For more than 3 years executive ya haka yake faruwa kowane shekara. Babu good drainage system. Dan Allah dan Annabi, asibiti ne fa a wurin nan fa. Asibiti ne a wurin, rayukan mutane ne fa a wurin. Ni I don't know me ke damuwa da gwamnati da asibiti in anything lafiya da education, kaman ba su da interest ne ko me, ni ban sani ba. Wannan wani irin rayuwa ne. Hi. Yo, what's up, Watawa?
They arrested him after that video. He is currently in detention because